For this project, I have chosen to cover the Google Maps JavaScript API, which is both an Android application as well as a desktop application. In brief, Google Maps API allows you to build, style, and extensively customize your own maps. Additionally, there's a great deal of Google libraries and services such as geocoding, Street View, directions, and others too that are available at your fingertips. Just an overview of the things I will be covering in this presentation, which I will take you through a process to creating a Google Maps, and I will also cover other points including transportation options, available overlays, map views, customization controls, and links of some really awesome ones I've found, and some tools and resources for customization. Transportation options are driving a vehicle or a car, transit, walking, cycling, and flights. These are very useful for the user to customize their route. Controls and overlay, there are tons, but these are just a few markers. They're just, I will show you some in the next slide, examples of that. Here, and I can explain some more on this. This right here is the zoom. This is just a bicycle route. If you were to choose that, you can customize your route based off the hills. This is the hill showing the hills you would take. This is actually the bicycle route, which I do want to mention. This all the maps I include are showing the Zona Rosa Shopping Center, which is an outdoor mall in Kansas City, just to keep it consistent. You can save maps or locations, get directions, plan around traffic, which that's an overlay, the traffic overlay, and I will show you the code, what the code looks like next. And then these are just some basic controls and overlays. Okay, here's what I mean by the traffic overlay. This is like all it takes to add that in. So you can view the traffic, go around it, and that sort of thing. Map options, these are map views. These are the basic, although there are others, which I will show you, just like a fun one that is another way to do it. Okay, this includes a road map, which is just the basic standard 2D map. And I will show you an example of each one of these and following this. Then the satellite is a photographic map. Terrain is a map of like the geographical features such as rivers and mountains. Street view is as if you were driving in like a car. That's the view you'd see. Aerial is like a bird's eye view, which I can show you that and give you a better idea. Okay, this is the road map, as I mentioned. Here is the satellite view. In the backdrop, you'll notice it's zoomed in a little closer. This is still of Zona Rosa, and this is just a zoomed out version, and this is satellite view. Next is terrain view, which if you can notice, you get the mountains and the rivers and geographical features. This is as if you were driving in a vehicle or car. The view you get, which is street view. This one is the aerial view. It's like the bird's eye view. And this is a fun one I mentioned. It's just the Pac-Man, which is also, I must say, of Zona Rosa, but there are many others you can customize. This one's just a shopping directory that also is developed by Google Maps. Okay, now this is the one I'm going to take you through of creating. This is just a very basic map of Zona Rosa, and this is the code that it takes to make that, and that's it. It's very simple. I'll break it down now. The first step in putting that code together is to call the API, which is this part right here, and then add the key, which you'll get from Google Maps. You can request one for free, and then you'll add that into here, and then this will be what it looks like, except for this part, which is that once you get your key. Step 2 is to set the map's properties by initializing the map, by creating a function. Then in the initialize function, you'll add the object or create the object, which would be the map prop, to define the properties for the map. And where it says center, that just specifies the location of the map on the page, which in this case is center, but it could also be left aligned, right aligned. The latitude and longitude object, typing in the parameters of the location you would like to display, which if you don't have that, or if you don't know those parameters, you just type it in Google, find the address for the latitude and longitude, and it'll show you the results. I set this one to 18 for the zoom level, which is the next one, but you can set it to whatever to give you a better idea. Setting it to 0 would show the Earth zoomed out, and then the 20 is the max, so that you can set that at. Okay, next you create the map container in the div tags, which is the container that holds the map. Or in the size of the map will be equivalent to this. Next is the map object. creates a new map inside the div element with the ID Google Map using the parameters that are passed the map prop. Okay, then the event lister. This is the last step. This is what loads the map, and adding a DOM listener will execute the initialize function presented in step 2 on the window load when the page is loaded, in other words. Okay, in summary of that map, here's the code again. That's all it takes to create this. And all in all, Google Maps is an incredible feature-filled web service tool that's easy to use, highly customizable, and very useful to users and businesses alike. All right, and then here's some links to some incredible maps that you must check out. It really shows you and gives you an idea of how unlimited Google Maps is, or how the only limit is your imagination. And then here are some sources that I used, and they're also great sources for you if you would like to create your own Google Maps. These are some very invaluable sources.